Shalom. I want to give all praises, Kal Halal, Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well, and salutations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in sincerity. Alright. This is just a quick lesson I'm going to do titled Booty. Alright. This is inspired by a lesson I was just watching by Apostle Tahar. And yeah, the time right now is 3:23 in the morning. And it goes to show you that scripture in Psalms, was it 19, the internet scripture, their voice is heard day and night. Matter of fact, I'm going to start off on that. This word can be reached and learned anytime, any time of the day. Alright, this is Psalms 19 and 1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto night, it's like a day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. So you can wake up at 4, 5, 6, go on YouTube, and access this truth. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Brothers speak in different languages. You can get subtitles. There's all kinds of ways. Verse 4, their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. So the point being, like Apostle Tahar even made a video about Ghana. We never went out to Ghana, but there's camps out in Ghana under GMS. There's camps, there's people listening in Kenya, all across the world. We don't have to go to these places. You got like IUIC and guys talking about we have to go and do this and that. Listen, we're doing the work. And the internet is just a blessing that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has created to further push his work. Verse 6 is his going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Right? For the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. So I'm going to go to my scripture. All right, and just for people out there, the word booty means spoil. All right, spoils of war. And again, this video was inspired by Apostle Tahar's video of he was going into when in King David's time, you had Israelites under I believe Joab. They went to the land of Edom and they slew the Edomite men. And what did they do? They took the woman. And that has always happened in history. You always had that going on. You had the men being slain of the city. And why were the men slain? Because the women were taken. Why didn't it say the woman and the men? You had certain instances where the Most High said, yeah, kill the woman and kill everybody. But there's a law which I'm going to read that tells you can what spoils are and what spoils you can take. Deuteronomy 20 and 10. When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it, and it shall be Slakia, if it make thee answer of peace and upon thee and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. And when the Lord Yahweh thy power hath delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof. So what is spoil? Women, little ones, right? Slaves, cattle, right? Resources, money, riches. That shalt thou take unto thyself. And what are you going to take a woman for, man? You see some fine-ass woman, like Jay calls them exotic overseas woman, you're going to pop them, man. The Moors did it. All these Jakes, the Anglo-Saxons, whatever title and moniker that these Jakes called themselves, they all did it. They took a woman, just like in King Arthur. I was watching it a couple weeks ago. The man was trying to take the woman, and then the king came up, and he said, "We don't mix with these people." He said, "What kind of offspring? What kind of offspring you think that would yield? Weak people, half people." You know, he's trying to preserve the line, but it didn't matter. The man even said, he said, "Lord," he said, "according to our laws, no man may deny me the spoils of war." And then even the king's son, he's like, "He's right, father." And you know, the king got mad because he felt like he was being stepped to, you know, and he slew the guy. But all Jakes did that, man. They all had, because that's in our nature. Be fruitful and multiply, and there's nothing wrong with that in the scriptures for you emotional Israelite women out there, and that includes some of you men, because you be acting like women. It says, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which the Lord thy power hath given thee. Thus shalt thou do unto all the cities which are very far off from thee, which are not of the cities of these nations. Talking about Canaan. So what is this talking about? Ammon, Moab, Edom, white women. All right, Mizramites, Aramites. You know, all these other nations, Assyrians, etc. Man, right? So I'm gonna keep reading. I believe. But of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy power doth give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth. You see, so there's certain instances when the Most High said, kill everybody, don't leave one behind. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, as the Lord thy power hath commanded thee. See that? That was a point there. I'm going to go to next chapter 21, and we're going to read verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and this is the point I was trying to make, Slakia. Now remember, this is not talking about Israelites, because they just said that the cities and nations are far off. So this is actually talking about concubines and other nations. This is dealing with other nations, women. So you take their woman unto yourselves. Okay? And what do? Do you just look at them? You know, do you play hopscotch with them? You know? No, man, you pop them. You know, you procreate. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord Yahweh thy power hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, you know, a fine-ass Ishmaelite, a fine-ass gook, and as a desire unto her, meaning, yeah, man, hey, I want to get down, I want to get busy. Oh, but what about the Israelite woman? What about your wife? Is she going to get mad, Ak? That thou wouldest have her to thy wife, right? And we know that the other nation is not a wife, it's really a concubine. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, right? Meaning just cut off everything as a humbling process, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go hither whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money, thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. You know? And now I'm going to read some scriptures that I have saved from the Apocrypha, so we understand what spoils are. We just read it. First Maccabees 12 and 31. Wherefore Jonathan turned to the Arabians, who were called Zebedeans, and smote them and took their spoils. Right? Now am I saying every instance in the Maccabees or other scriptures they took women? I'm not saying that because it doesn't specify, but through, like Apostle Gabar said, extrapolation, we understand. We just read it. A part of spoils are women. So how are you not? How are you guys out there? I should say will say that. Oh no, this is not talking about women when spoils include women, right? And we're gonna get more. First Maccabees 10 and 83. The horsemen also, being scattered in the field, fled to Azotus and went into Beth Dagon, at their idol's temple, for safety. But Jonathan set fire on Azotus, and Jonathan, he was one of the Maccabees, I believe, a brother of Judas, if I'm not mistaken. So these are righteous men. That's my point. And the cities round about it, and took their spoils, and the temple of Dagon with them that were fled into it, he burned with fire. Thus there were burnt and slain with the sword well nigh 8,000 men. What about the woman? Why didn't they kill the woman? Right? Unless they were commanded from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they can take the woman for themselves. That's lawful. Right? First Maccabees 5 and let me see, 65. It says, afterward, when Judas forth with his brethren and fought against the children of Esau in the land toward the south, where he smote Hebron and the towns thereof, and pulled down the fortress of it, and burned the towers thereof round about. From thence he removed to go into the land of the Philistines, and passed through Samaria. At that time certain priests, desirous to show their valor, were slain in battle, for that they went out to fight unadvisedly. And that's a lot of you guys out there, man. You guys are picking these battles and doing things. You know, it's a beautiful scripture. You guys are doing things that are above your pay grade, man, so to speak, unexperienced, unadvisedly, right? These priests, they heard the fame of Judas Maccabeus and the Maccabees brothers, man, and you had a lot of men like that, right? So they tried to show their valor, but they were slain because they went out unadvisedly. Why? Because there was a rank and file and order, right? You had a man tell other men what to do, just like you guys have problems with the apostles telling you guys what to do because they are ordained of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Point blank period. Verse 68. So Judas turned to Azotus in the land of the Philistines, and when he had pulled down their altars and burned their carved images with fire and spoiled their cities, he returned into the land of Judea. Again, spoil, what does that mean? I don't know. But it damn sure could well include women, as we read in Deuteronomy. First Maccabees 5 and 46. Now when they came unto Ephron, this was a great city in the way, as they should go, very well fortified. They could not turn from it, either on the right hand or the left, but must needs pass through the midst of it. And this is beautiful. This is what we just read in Deuteronomy. If you go into a city and you declare peace and they say peace, then you make them tributaries. Verse 47, then they of the city shut them out and stopped up the gates with stones. Whereupon Judas sent unto them in peaceable manner, saying, let us pass through your land to go into our own country, and none shall do you any hurt. We will only pass through on foot. Howbeit they would not open unto him. Wherefore Judas commanded a proclamation to be made throughout the host, that every man should pitch his tent in the place where he was. Verse 50, so the soldiers pitched and assaulted the city all that day and all that night, till at the length the city was delivered into his hands, who then slew all the males with the edge of the sword, and razed the city, destroyed, and took the spoils thereof, and passed through the city over them that were slain. So he slew all the males again, and took the spoils, you know. Just read between the lines, man. First Maccabees 5, same chapter, a little lower, verse 28. Hereupon Judas and his host turned suddenly by the way of the wilderness unto Bozrah. And when he had won the city, He slew all the males with the edge of the sword, and took all their spoils, and burned the city with fire. Again, right? First Maccabees 5:35. This done, Judas turned aside to Maspha, and after he had assaulted it, he took and slew all the males therein, and received the spoils thereof, and burnt it with fire. Yeah, I believe that was it on that, you know. But the point is, man, all these things happened in the scriptures, and we read in the law, in Deuteronomy, in the Torah, Thawara, the law, right? That spoils include women. They include riches, they include cattle, but they include women. And there's other scriptures I could have gone into, but it's a little late. But my spirit was fired up because when Apostle Tahar said that, they went into the land of Edom and slew all the men. They took the woman, of course, man. That's why Apostle Tahar said that you have all kinds of Israelites. You have caramel Israelites, light-skinned Israelites, Edomite Israelites look like Edomites, brown Israelites, green-eyed all kinds of Israelites, man. You know, all kinds of Israelites, man. You got some fine-ass heathen women out there. You can't deny that. You guys that love to say, no, 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 stick to your woman. You go to these lands, and I guarantee you'll end up popping a woman. And this is why every fucking operation that Israelites were in the military in foreign lands, they always planted their seed. In the Fijis, in Korea, in Vietnam, in Iraq, they were popping those Arabian women, man. You kidding me, man? You look at these Arabian women, some are built more better than Jake women, man. Some of them are Jakes, But you guys are fooling yourselves, man. You guys are just fooling your damn selves because you know not what you're reading. You don't know these scriptures, man. You speak of things you ought not to. So with that, again, that was a quick lesson. I hope you brothers are edified. I want to give Ka Halal, La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Tamyad, the water for letting me bring this out. And Shalom, Slakia, double honors. Hey, it's a little late. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well. Salutations unto the elect. May Yahweh Bashim Yahushai strengthen your brother's faiths in these difficult times to come. Jacob's trouble. All right. Until next time, I say Shalom.